So the NFL regular season just got finished, and it's looking like a great playoff time. Okay, now I'm going to go over my bracket for the NFL playoffs, starting with the wild card and ending with the ginormous game in Super Bowl 57. Let's see who I will have playing this game here. So we have the wild card, we have all the teams here, AFC, NFC, and we have the matchups. Now, let's start off with the NFC. Let's start it off with the 49ers and the Seahawks, the 2 versus the 7. I'm going to take the 49ers here. I think it's self-explanatory. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. Top 2 for a reason. Could have been number 1. So shout out to them. They have a great defense. And I just think that they're going to put a beat down on the Seahawks like they did in one of their earlier 2 matchups. And not going to be fun for Geno Smith, but good job to the Seahawks for even making it to the playoffs. Good for them. Shout out to them. Appreciate all of it. But I just see the San Francisco 49ers taking this with pretty much relative ease. I don't see this game being like too difficult for the 49ers, and Brock Purdy's been playing real well, and the offense is playing real well, and we all know that defense. So I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers at number 2 right there to go on to the next round. And let's alternate. Let's go NFC, AFC. AFC will go 2-7. I have the Buffalo Bills beating the Miami Dolphins. I think this is another good matchup. I don't know if Tua's going to be back, so that's another thing. And Tyreek Hill has been playing that well, so obviously they're playing with backup quarterbacks, so they're not going to play the best. But I just think it's not their time yet. They're not healthy. They're not where they want to be. And if Tua was healthy and still healthy and playing at a top 10 quarterback level, then this would really be like a tough game for me. But I'm just going to take the safer bet, and I'm just going to go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. That defense is playing good. Watched them yesterday versus the Patriots. They played real well. Nyheim Hines, kickoff returns. So special teams was working for them. Offensive and defense was working for them against the Patriots, and I could see that happening against the Miami Dolphins. But still, credit to Miami for getting here after Tua being hurt on 2 separate occasions. Have to play backup quarterbacks for about maybe 33% of the season, so 40% of the season. So good for the Dolphins for even getting here first season under Mike McDaniel. So I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to beat the Miami Dolphins. Now, as you guys know, I am a Giants fan. I am going to take the New York Giants versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the last time we played, it was a close game. Now, I think this game is a toss-up here. I think both of these teams could easily, realistically win this game by a game-winning field goal. Again, but the Giants made some key mistakes in that game that if they don't make those mistakes, I think that they can potentially win this game by a touchdown. Probably touchdown, field goal, maybe a 5-point win for the Giants here. I think Minnesota, their defense is all right. It's not the best, and it's shown that you could score on that defense and that offense could be stifled. And honestly, I'm just hoping for a really close game this time around. Again, because the first game on Christmas Eve was really good. So I think the Giants could take this one, and I think we're going to move on to the divisional. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to be back, and even if he is, I'm still taking the Bengals. They're just the overall better team, and I don't see the Ravens doing anything to stop that offense. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. I don't see anything getting in their way stopping that team. So there we go. I'm going with the Bengals here, riding high. Let's go, Joe Shiesty. Now, we have the Cowboys versus the Buccaneers. Now, I get it. Everyone wants to say, oh, you got to take the Bucs. You got to take the Buccaneers with this pick. How are you going to be able to just, not take the Bucs here? The Cowboys are going to choke in the playoffs. And I hear that, and I understand the argument. And I want to take the Bucs here. I really do. I really do. But the Cowboys, man, they're just a better team overall. But then again, there's certain things that I can trust, and we're going to talk about this Jaguars-Chargers matchup with that same argument, but you could trust veterans who've been around for a long time, who have been doing this for a long time to get it done when it matters. And you can also ride the hot hand. And Dallas has been playing very iffy these last couple of weeks, ending off the season. I'm gonna take the Bucks. I'm gonna take the Bucks. I'm gonna take Tom Brady coming out winning. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take Dak throwing a couple interceptions, and I think that defense is gonna be able to step up in key moments. CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a decent game, but I think this could be a shootout game, and I could be wrong in this game. So yeah, hopefully I'm not. And I'm gonna take the hot hand of Tom Brady, even though this could be a drastically terrible pick. I know it's probably a bad pick, maybe, but I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. Now, moving on to the AFC, I'm going to be taking in this matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chargers. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I believe in the Chargers, so I'm gonna go Jacksonville here. I think the young team is going to ride high. They're 7-2 in their last 9 games, and I think they're playing great complementary football. And you can score on this Chargers defense. And I think that the Jaguars defense has been playing underrated this year. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars here. And also injuries for the Chargers. Mike Williams is hurt, I've heard. Joey Bosa is hurt, I've heard, limping and stuff like that. So we're going to see if they're actually at full strength. I think this is going to be a great game. I think they're both going to score over 20 points, and I think the Jaguars are going to come out on top. Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Herbert. Long hair versus long hair. It's going to be a great matchup, so good for them. But I have the Jaguars taking that one. Yeah. So wild card round finished. Now we have the AFC Divisional and the NFC Divisional games. We are going to start off with the Buffalo Bills taking on the Bengals. You know what, yeah? I'm going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to do it. I just think the Bengals are a really good team, and I think they're a well-rounded team. I think that defense is going to cause problems for Josh Allen. I do think this is going to be a high-scoring game, so I don't think one team's just going to blow them out the water. But I can see the Bengals taking this one. It's a tough game, though. This is a tough game. Tough game for the Bengals. I can honestly see both teams winning this game pretty convincingly. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals here in the divisional round. Next, we're gonna go to the NFC. We're gonna have the 2 versus the 4. 49ers versus the Bucks. I'm taking the 49ers. They're just the better team, and I don't think Tom Brady's going to play that defense really well. I just think they're going to smother him again, and it's not going to be fun. So, sorry, Tom Brady, you're going to lose. And now we have Chiefs versus the number 4 Jaguars. I love the Jaguars, but this is not going to be the time where you guys get over the hump. The Chiefs are just better than you guys, and they're more experienced, and Patrick Mahomes right now is the better QB. So yeah, that's pretty much all that matters. They're just a better overall team. Steve Spagnuolo is probably going to deal up some key blitzes, key rushes, key sacks, and some key moments late in that game to help seal the game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to score over 30 points probably this game. I think they're going to do great against this offense, against that defense, excuse me. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs on that one. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lewis, you have to take the Giants. You're a Giants fan. You're biased. I am biased, but I know what team is bread and butter. I'm taking the Eagles here. They smoked us in the first game where we were actually trying, and then the second game we weren't really trying, and they still won. So, I think the Eagles are going to beat us again, and I think they're just one of the more complete teams in the league. And I think that, they're just top 3 team in the league, and we're not there yet. We're the 6th-seeded Giants. We probably, in most people's eyes, weren't supposed to make the playoffs, but great coaching and great play by our team. We played above expectations. So I'm easily seeing the Eagles just destroy us again. But now the Giants have made sneaky wild card runs in the past. Could they do it again? I don't know. But I'm taking the Eagles on this one to move into the championship rounds here. Now, I'm going to be selecting for the AFC Kansas City. You know, Kansas City, man, they are just the better team. They're the better team here. And I think that it's a rematch, and I think they're going to get redemption here. And I've had KC in the Super Bowl for my pick since, I don't know, about 3 months ago. So that was my pick. But, yeah, I just think they're going to be in the Super Bowl again. It gets a little tiring seeing them in the conference championship and then the Super Bowl again. But it's fun because they're a great team, and it's fun to see great teams win. So now with the NFC, we are going to go with... I'm taking Philly, man. I'm taking Philly. I've seen Philly just destroy teams. I've seen Philly put up numbers against teams. And I think that relentless pressure by the Philly defense is going to be able to put Brock Purdy into some situations where he has to make throws. And he can make the throws, but let's face it, I'm taking the better QB here. I'm taking the one who has a little bit more experience in the league and not Mr. Irrelevant. So I'm going to take the Eagles and Jalen Hurts with all those weapons. Now, 49ers can easily win this game, but I'm playing off a quarterback, and I'm taking that. I'm taking the Eagles defense over the 49ers defense, even though the 49ers defense is really good itself. But I'm going to take the Eagles. I've just seen them more destroy teams and like put up numbers. So I kind of have to, in my opinion, go with them here. Even though I think the 49ers can easily win this game, and it could be a rematch from Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl that he won. But it's the Super Bowl time. It is the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Eagles, and in this game, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I've said it before in a couple comments from some of my videos. Somebody talked about the Eagles and how they smoked the Giants, and I was like, listen, like the Eagles are a really good team, top 3 roster in the league with San Francisco and Kansas City. So I can easily see the Eagles winning this one, and I think that defense could play really well. And I also think that defense is quite similar to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense that beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl that year that COVID took over. I can really see that defense doing a similar thing to Patrick Mahomes. I really can. But linebacking core is not the same, but I can see this Philly defensive line just cause havoc for Patrick Mahomes and cause him to run and scramble more than he would like to. So I'm going to take Philadelphia winning the Super Bowl, and here is my bracket. Here's my bracket. Well, it's not here, but here's my bracket. Well, it's not showing, but there we go. There was my bracket. But I'm going to take Philly to win it all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. This should be a war in the comment section, I would assume. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and as always, take care.